Hi, Kaylin. Thank
Hi.
you for coming in today. We're just going to be discussing calcaneal apophysitis, also known as Sever's disease. It's very common in children, so it's a non-traumatic condition that develops in ages 0 to 20, but most common in young children when the growth plate is still open. Common key features of the condition is unilateral, so one-sided, or bilateral, both side heel pain, redness and swelling around the heel, repetitive stress and pressure on the calcaneus growth plate or the calcaneal growth plate. And the calcaneus is just the heel bone that we often think of. Foot discomfort or stiffness after sleeping, and heel pain with limping, and especially after forceful activities like running, jumping, plyometrics like that. With Sever's disease, the type of imaging that we most likely use is radiographs because it allows us to see the bone better than other imaging like MRI or ultrasound.
What's a radiograph?
It's like an X-ray.
Oh, okay.
And so it allows us to see the bone better.
Okay.
And with that, we can see the growth plate and if there's any like concerns or sinister things going on at that growth plate. However, sometimes there might not be a fracture or something that's a little bit more detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
So we can use MRI then to look at the swelling that's happening around the growth plate.
Okay.
And I have some images here that kind of show that. So with this one, we can see the growth plate here being separated from the calcaneus, and this is an example of a radiograph.
Okay.
And then this is an MRI, and this red arrow
For the kids at home.
for the viewers shows the inflammation around that growth plate.
Okay.
And so other reasons that we might use imaging would be to rule out other conditions or disorders or other concerns like bone spurs or osteocytes or or osteomyelitis, etc. Maybe even a stress fracture, and just trying to differentiate that stress fracture from the Sever's disease. Activity restrictions and participation restrictions. When we're looking at rehab, we're gonna think about doing a lot of rest and kind of doing the activity restrictions from those forceful activities until we can stretch and strengthen the muscles around the heel bone.
Okay.
So that's gonna be the calf muscles, so the soleus and the gastrocnemius.
Okay.
Because those muscles are here and they connect into the Achilles tendon, which also connects to the heel bone.
Okay.
And so if you think about it, if we're doing a lot of jumping and forceful activities, it puts stress on the calcaneus, but also if we're doing a lot of like dorsiflexion, which is bringing your toes up to the sky,
Okay.
that stretches that and can put stress on the heel bone. And same with plantar flexion, where you're bringing your toes down.
Okay.
That can put pressure on it from the shortening. We'll also do strengthening activities to strengthen the calf muscles, such as heel raises. So maybe instead of going, because that's when you're pushing up on your toes, instead of going all the way, we'll do like halfway, and then we would move into further range of motion once we got stronger.
Okay.
Other things would be controlled loading activities and being cautious of putting stress on the Achilles. That would then put stress on the calcaneus bone.
Cool.
Any other questions?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Okay.